favorite Dane, Martin de Vries-Schullinge. That's ever since Bjergsen abandoned us, of course. And also by YoungBuck, of course, the top laner for the Copenhagen Wolves. First off, I'd like to get your thoughts on yesterday's heartbreaking loss for you guys. There's Fnatic, you were so close.
Yeah, it was a very fun game to play and also very intense for us. We had a bit of a weak early game, but we started to feel like we got more power as the game progressed. Unfortunately, we did manage to throw it when we thought that we were gonna get a last team fight and just finish the game.
Now, let's talk a little bit about you and your performance. You played Trundle versus Renekton. Can you maybe tell us a little bit how the game went for you?
Well, the plan is to just farm as much as I can and use my teleport defensively when I lose the trades, because Renekton is stronger early on. However, I decided to teleport into the bot lane early on, and that kind of got me behind, even though I got a double buff. So during the duration of the double buff, I was allowed to farm, but after that I had a XP disadvantage and a farm disadvantage, so it was a little bit hard to come back from.
And yeah.
What about your items then? I mean, we talked a little bit about during the game, how you didn't have any MR before I think the 40-minute mark. Why was that?
There was a moment in the game where I stood in my base with about 1,000 gold, and I looked at Zig's items, and I saw he already had a Void Staff, so I just decided to go for a Giant's Belt and build further into a Randuin's.
That was a heartbreaking loss for you guys, but looking a little bit at the overall picture, you guys are now 3-4, which is not the ideal scenario. And how is it for you guys to come in here and not being the very best? Because you always were the best when you were playing in the amateur scene.
We've struggled a bit with our mindsets, more so being overconfident in some of the matches, and that resulted in losses that we felt were unnecessary. However, the games where we go in as underdogs and actually have the mindset of an underdog, we do tend to give a great performance.
Now, you face Super Hot Crew. They won yesterday. What do you expect from this game?
Well, it's very hard to get a read on their playstyle, but their champion pools are very one-sided and they show the same things over and over again. So we're going to look for their weakness in champion select.
It'll be very interesting to see that matchup. But the first matchup we're going to see here today is, of course, SK as they take on Alliance. What are you guys' predictions for that one? Maybe first Martin.
I will give it to Alliance. I think overall they're stronger. I think they're going to win the early game and, you know, just take it from there, win some team fights, and I believe in them.
I'm going to give it to Alliance as well. I think that Shook will have a better performance this time, and I don't think that SK has what it takes to outban Shook while keeping a good champion for Svenskeren himself.
Very interesting. Well, thank you very much. And we're going to pause for a moment, but when we're back, it's time to kick off the day with Alliance versus